We have 31
Amazing.
participants tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to start by introducing myself. My name is Kim Temple, and I am the owner of and broker at Runaway Realty here in Puerto Morelos. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I want to take a quick moment to introduce my team. I have Laura Perez here with
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Danny Chava, who's driving in Mexico City traffic. I don't know if it's safe for her to wave.
No, I'm here. Hi, Kim.
Nod your head.
Bianca Diorio, who's just our most recent hire from Canada. We're so happy to have her.
Hi, everyone. Bonjour. Je parle français aussi. S'il y en a qui ont des questions, speak French if you have questions in French.
Awesome. And we have another team member, Paulette, who's maybe having a baby tonight. We don't know, so she won't be joining us tonight. So thank you for joining us. We're really excited. I'm not going to talk too long because I want to give the presentation plenty of time, but some people were asking, like, why the big deal? Why are we doing a presentation about Gran Via Del Mar? And so I just wanted to address that real quick. Gran Via Del Mar is a completely new product for Puerto Morelos. It's something that's never been here before, and it's given me PTSD about the time I didn't buy in Punta Arena, which was also the first gated community that was ever developed in Puerto Morelos, and now people who invested there have made a fortune, and it's a great place to live. And I've kicked myself a million times for not buying there. And so I don't want other people to be in the same boat. I think Gran Via Del Mar is a great opportunity if you're planning on building a home in Puerto Morelos and living here. I love so much about it, and I wanted our clients to really get the opportunity to get the information from the source and find out more about it while there's still lots for sale before the prices start going up. And they're going to offer a special deal, which Lacey, who I'll introduce in a moment, is going to explain to you. So they're offering a special deal for Runaway Realty clients, which we so appreciate. So please drop your questions in the chat box, which now I don't see. Can you guys see it? Oh, there it is. And Lacey's going to give the presentation, which is about 20 minutes, and then we're going to have a nice question and answer session for you to ask your questions. But if you want to jot them down in the chat box, that's great as well, so we can roll on to them. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Lacey O'Loughlin, an Irish girl. Lacey, some of you may know her. She's been in the real estate market in Puerto Morelos for quite a few years. And she and her husband are, part of our community. And so we love working with Lacey, and we're thrilled to have her here. I don't think Danielle is here from Everland. Is he? I don't see him in yet. He was stuck in traffic. So he's also from the development company, Everland. And he'll be joining us in a moment. But Lacey will be doing the presentation tonight. She's awesome. Great realtor, so we're really proud to have her here. Lacey, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Yay, Lacey.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And definitely big thanks to Kim. I really appreciate the invite, and all of you ladies at Runaway. I love you guys. You're all so fantastic. So like Kim said, yeah, my name is Lacey. I live here. I lived in Puerto Morelos full time for about 7 years. And yeah, I've been in real estate, like Kim said, for the past, she stole my thunder, it was a wonderful introduction. Yeah, I've been in real estate for about 5 years, and I work directly with the developer, which is Everland. That's the developer of Gran Via Del Mar. And then, as Kim mentioned, our project manager's name is Daniel. He should be joining us here shortly. And so hopefully in this nice, concise little Zoom, we're going to share what makes Gran Via Del Mar so special, what's available, the timeline, and the purchase process. So hopefully just like a nice, concise overview for you guys. And like Kim said, feel free to pop any questions into the chat. And then we'll have time for additional questions at the end. So if you want to jot them down or something. And that video didn't start playing. Does tech support want? There we go. So, So we'll just go to the next one. I think that, you know, everybody here, Kim's audience here on these Zooms are pretty familiar with the Riviera Maya and Puerto Morelos. But just real quick, won't spend too much time, but, you know, we're situated directly between Playa del Carmen and Cancun, and just 20 minutes from the Cancun airport. I remember I had a buyer, you know, you ask people like questions and stuff, and she's like, well, Lacey, it's 20 minutes from an international airport. Like, hello, like, you know, common sense. Just that connectivity is awesome. And then, of course, all of our favorite part, the lifestyle, right? That's the best part. That's why we're here. We love it. The endless sunshine, the beautiful wide beach, the accessibility of the beach, the awesome food, all the different food we can get here in Porto. And then, of course, like just that really nice community feel that Kim kind of mentioned in the beginning, just, you know, us all knowing each other and everything. It's a special place. It's not transient. So obviously it's a town that's easy to fall in love with, ask any of us, right? So let's talk about the exact location first, because that's always people's first question about Gran Via is what is the exact location? So it's just north, as you can see in this, I might actually play this again because it's a really important slide. It's just north of the existing, like what we know as Puerto Morelos, right? 3 miles from the coastline. It's across the highway, what we refer to as the colonia or like the neighborhood side of town. And like I said, I want to play this again here. You can see this here in white if you can see my cursor. This is Gran Via del Mar. And then what's super interesting about this area is that this whole area, like to the left of Gran Via, you know, there's all sorts of projects that are slated for this area, you know, in conjunction with like the city and the municipality. So it really is like the new residential zone of Puerto Morelos. You know, Gran Via del Mar, the white grid that you're looking at here, it's a 190-acre community, but there's actually like a project that's like 617 acres that's going in next, or, you know, in the same area. So it really is, you know, Porto's changing and this is going to be like, yeah, the up and coming area for sure. All right.
So wait, Lacey, real
Yes.
quick, I know I'm breaking the rules already. What is the residential
break 'em, Kim.
community across the highway right there?
Yeah, so can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
You can see, okay. So these are the aldeas right here.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Kim, because that's important. So those are the aldeas right there. And then this line that heads down to the beach, we say it's at the like the Pettum Peach Bay entrance is like around where our community is. Or if you're coming down 307 and you see the John Deere dealership, that's where the permanent entrance for Gran Via is going to be.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And we actually just got a sign on the highway. So if you look up now, as you're coming down 307, you'll see a nice big blue Gran Via sign.
I saw it. Our
You
client,
saw it?
yes, our client sent it to us.
Yep. And then one more thing I wanted to mention, if you see my cursor, this line right here is Zetina Gasca, and it exists. So it would take you, so it's not paved right now. And we can't say like absolutely with certainty that it's going to be paved, but with all the development that's going into this area, it's a given at some point. And at that time, it'll be super easy to access the rest of the Colonia via that road. So that's pretty exciting. So you wouldn't have to get onto the highway at all to, you know, make your way down to the beach or something. So, all right. So let's get into the details here. So Gran Via del Mar is Puerto Morelos' first master planned community. Like I mentioned, it's 190 acres and it has more than 20 acres of green space. So the developers really, you know, it's not paving paradise. They want to really keep as much of, you know, the jungle and greenery and the natural stuff that they can. And it's also nice to know that it's part of Puerto Morelos' official urban development plan, which speaks to its credibility and everything we have going on. So the question is, if I can get my slide to play here. What exactly is a master plan community? So a master plan community, by definition, the first thing is that it includes, a mix of residential and commercial areas. So the idea is that, everything is not self-contained, but super convenient, like, residential and community, everything that you need is right there. And another difference is that every detail has been really carefully planned out in advance. So, a lot of times in this area, especially, well, in all the little towns in the Riviera Maya and how they've grown and everything, we see a lot of like we'll figure it out as we go approach. So then it's like, well, where's parking and where's this and where's that? Because it's just, oh, we'll figure that out later. Well, this is different, because everything really has been, carefully thought out, well in advance, which is really nice. And that's one of the main differences as well. So here at the heart of it all is our Gran Via, or like the boulevard. It's the main avenue, the main boulevard of Gran Via del Mar. And it's really more than just a main street. It's really designed to be like a nice gathering place. So there's going to be, like I said, that mix of commercial and residential. Eventually there'll be like a mix of shops, cafes, small businesses. And then you can see in the picture there, the slide, there's also bike and pedestrian lanes, dedicated bike and pedestrian lanes, which if you spent any amount of time in this town, that's a huge plus. That's something we really need. Another example of the nice planning that's gone into the community is in this slide here, you can see back here where my cursor is that there's the parking is behind that Gran Via, behind the main boulevard. So it keeps all the storefronts like nice and aesthetic and visible, and leaves plenty of space for those nice wide sidewalks. There won't be cars cluttering it up. And it's just another example of how everything is really planned out in advance, so that it's just a very high quality, very visually appealing community. Then another feature that we have here, this is depicting, you can see it kind of looks like a wholesale club or maybe a Costco or something like that. It's an anchor space that we have planned. Can't say for sure just what will go in there, but it's towards the back of the community. And yeah, we're really hoping, I've heard people talk about, that like who hates going up to Cancun to go to Costco, right? And that Costco is so swamped. So sure would be nice. We can't say for sure, but maybe Costco, Sam's Club, or even, yeah, I see Laura going, yes, or Bianca, or a Chedraui Selecto even, just something, nice quality. And like I said, everything right kind of walking distance within the community, super accessible and convenient. The vision is to have Gran Via be a place where you can run a couple errands, stop by the store, and still make it to the beach in time for happy hour. So. So this is something we're super proud of, happened really recently. We won 3 international awards in the categories of residential, sustainable, and mixed use development. So it's just a nice confirmation, it's like, well, Lacey's biased, Daniel's biased, like we can talk endlessly about this project, but it's really nice confirmation that the industry agrees with us to be, awarded with the America's Property Awards. And I had the chance to like review all the information that we submitted to them, and way too much to begin to get into. I don't want to bore you for sure, but just a lot of like really concrete information about, the solar panels, the positioning of like the communal clubhouses and stuff like that, how, positioned so that maximum airflow, so that AC use is less is needed and that type of thing. So I've really been impressed with all it's not just words with them. It's really like concrete information, all the things that they're doing for sustainability and stuff like that, which is super refreshing. So Gran Via Del Mar is being developed by Everland Real Estate Development. They're a Mexican developer, and we have 10 successful projects throughout the Yucatan. And they really have like a really great reputation for transparency and delivering on what they promise and what they talk about. And here you can see that these are the co-owners, Daniel and Rodrigo. They're actually cousins. So here, if you could peek in their conversation, they're talking about their vision, and I've had a chance to listen to them a couple of times talk about, you know, their plan and everything. It's quite addictive and amazing when you hear them talk about it. They have a lot of passion. So, and from I'll say personally, they're a great company to work for, and I think that carries through. It really makes a difference. They really care about people, and that carries through to them caring about their buyers in the actual community. So, yeah, and like I said, just to hear them talk about it, you know, it's like they're like, imagine live music drifting out of a cafe and friends are drinking coffee at a table on the sidewalk. So what I've heard them say is that they really want to create the community that this town needs and deserves. Like I said, with ample parking, enough space for everything, lots of greenery, you know, the convenience of having shops and restaurants and everything, like, you know, right within walking distance from your community. So definitely they want it to be a place where everything feels as good as it looks. All right, so let's talk about where you can live, how you can get in, right? Which is the lots that we have for sale. So within the master planned community of Gran Via, there's 3 residential communities, each with its own amenities. So, you know, typical of this area, but really premium amenities, swimming pools, clubhouses, sports courts. And of course, they're exclusive to the owners or in the family or whatever of each community. The lots are fully urbanized, and the sizes range from about 200 to 400 square meters. So that's approximately 2,100 to 4,300 square feet. It's always good fun flipping back and forth between meters and square feet, right? And my slide just froze here. This is my first glitch with my slide. Tech support. All right, so we're gonna move on past that slide. I can't show it to you, I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna talk about our first community, Formentera. So I'll show it to you here. So this is Formentera, and it has 112 lots, and it's gonna be delivered to our buyers in 2027. So this is the community, like I said, it has 112 lots, so super private, exclusive. I know all the communities are pretty quiet and everything, but with just 112 lots, you know, not a ton of people in there. And these are the largest lots. These are our 400 square meter ones. So really, really oversized. I mean, you can build a really nice big house on that, plenty of indoor, outdoor space, everything. And I think the last time I checked, there's like between 5 and 7 of these lots. So if you're interested in one of these, reach out quick to whoever you talk to at Runaway, because they've been going pretty quick. Really awesome community, you know, with the oversized lots and the 112.
So there's between 5 and 7 remaining for sale. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I
we
know I
sold
wasn't
one
supposed to
last
ask
week.
questions, but let me, so
You
is there
can.
an addition gym in here?
Yes.
So
Yep.
they're indoor gyms, not
Indoor
outdoor.
gym. Yeah. Correct. Yep. Good.
And what else for the amenities? I think people really want to know about that.
Yep, so there is, they're all pretty similar. They're tennis court, don't quote me exactly, but tennis court, paddle court, clubhouse, indoor and outdoor gym, swimming pool, co-working space. Yeah,
Okay. Are there like dog parks or anything like that?
yes, yep. Okay, so this is our next community, our second one, Tenerife. And this one, as you can see,
Yeah, yeah, but if I was a little bit, yeah.
But these people are nice.
Then I just, yeah, it's a pretty good way, and then it was. Usually it was like.
okay. All right, so second community, Tenerife, there's 371 lots, so a much larger community. But then there is, 3 amenity areas, delivery in 2028. So, a lot of times people will be like, well, which one should I pick? So that can kind of depend on your timeline, right? When, what you're planning as far as coming to the area and everything. This one is about 80% sold out. And the lots start at 200 square meters. And I believe as far as the availability, I was looking this afternoon and all of the ones left are 200 square meters. And there, just as a reference, I did the math today with the current exchange rate. Of course, all final prices are in Mexican pesos, but with the current exchange rate, they work out to be about 55K USD. And that's list price before any promotions. So. And then like Kim was asking about the amenities, super premium and amenities. Tenerife has a nice pool with a kids area pool and also a lap lane, so you can swim laps. Clubhouse, you can reserve it for events, birthday parties, anniversary parties, watching the game, that type of thing. And then again, plenty of open green space in all the communities. So. All right, and then this is our baby. This is our newly released gated community. The ladies at Railway were at the launch event for this down at La Serena. 290 lots, delivery in 2029. It's our newest phase, and yeah, we're super proud of this. We're really excited about it. And you know how it goes, that every kind of phase. I mean, they're all awesome and everything, but everyone, it's like we come up with new ideas and start, well, let's try this, let's do this, So something that really stands out about Arrecife is it has curved aesthetic streets. So, I mean, all the houses will look a little bit different. So it's not like in any of the communities, you're just going to see like a row of anything, but the curved streets, just kind of like you look down, you won't see just, so you'll see like tree line, and then two, it kind of, will slow down the traffic, the fact that it's curved. So, and this one really, there a lot, some of them have sold and everything, but with 290 lots, there's still a really great selection. And the smallest lot in here, you can see like this row down here. Those are the 200 square meter lots. And the starting price, again, very approximate based on the current US exchange rate, is around 51K for one of those lots before any promotions. And fun fact, I was on somebody's website and I saw a lot here in Puerto Morelos that was 200 square meters, and it was called an oversized lot. And so I was super proud of the fact that, in Gran Via, that's our starting lot size. So like Kim has talked about, and the reason she's and all the girls at Railway, why they've been super excited is because these are really good sized lots. What in other communities, they would call oversized, because most of the lots around here are like around like 160, which is still, a decent size. Like we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on a 160 square meter lot. So it's doable, but the fact that you can have 200 square meters, then you can also build 3 stories, like, even on our starting lot size, like you can have a very nice size home for sure, with plenty of outdoor space and everything. So here we have the pool and clubhouse area. And something I appreciate living here, you see this here, it's parking lot. What's the big deal with the parking lot? But it's at the pool area. So although all the communities are super walkable, You know how sometimes you just want to load up your car and go spend a day at the pool. You want to bring all your stuff down. So the cars won't be kind of like lining the street again for aesthetics. They can pull into the parking lot and have them tucked off the street. So it's nice. So yeah, Arrecife. Another thing that's unique about it has 3 separate amenity areas. And then if you see this here is like a pedestrian walkway that's all tree lined, and it connects all 3 amenity areas. And that has some unique ones. Like I said, like, you know, they're all very premium, very quality amenities. But these ones are unique. There is a golf range, which is kind of different for this area. So it's going to have a golf driving range and then a putting green. So you can see that over here. This is the entrance of Arrecife. You know, the developers, like I said, they're kind of based out in the Yucatan, so it has like that nice Yucatan inspiration. And then of course all the communities, they're gated. So they have, you know, controlled access gates, perimeter walls, security, all that kind of stuff. So the larger community of Gran Via, obviously with a mix of residential and commercial spaces, like that main avenue that we saw, that is open to the public. But then each of the gated communities is like we're used to in this area, where it's gated and controlled, and only the owners and their authorized guests can get in. Yeah, here we have just the render of the amenities, like I said, co-working area, lounge, indoor gym. An indoor gym is definitely something that's pretty nice for this area too. This is our Zen area. It's all the way over in the corner to the right of Arrecife. So I always tell people, you know, they'll be like, well, where should I buy? What should I pick? And it's like, well, if you want super private and quiet, then that lower right-hand area of Arrecife is definitely for you, because it has this whole area with a Zen area and like urban gardens, and should be a very chill spot. All right. Capital gains. So what this chart, does that have numbers on it for you or no?
No.
My second glitch. Interesting. Well, I would really love to show you the numbers on that. But we're going to roll with it. I'll explain it to you. I'll make sure the ladies at Runway have this chart later, so that they can share it with people who are interested. So I'll try and explain.
Actually,
You do, yeah.
I've
Well,
seen
this
that chart.
Yeah, it's a new one though, Bianca, and it's really awesome. And I don't know why the numbers are not coming up. But so basically, I'll use my words. So we released Gran Via Del Mar in 2023. And what this chart shows, so use your imaginations, that since 2023, so this right here represents 2023, and I think right about here is 2025. And since then, based on facts, our prices have increased about 83%. So then up from about here up is looking to up to 2019. And so then obviously from here up is based on you know, the area's growth and like the urban planning. So really, you know, as far as an investment, as far as like your capital gains year by year, there's still plenty of room to grow. You know, these estimates are even conservative, and really bummed that it's not showing. But sometimes when I tell people that, they're like, "Oh, well, it's too late for me." But it's not, because we're not even like halfway as far as like the growth of your investment that you're going to see. So there's no need for FOMO, because like I said, there's still a great selection of lots, still really, really good prices. And what I like to tell people is, they're like, oh, I should have found you sooner. I'm like, well, if 2023 was the best time to invest, then this is the second best. So, but as the team at Runway knows, you know, right now we're in pre-sale. So it's when you're going to get the best pricing. Once construction starts in early 2026, once the people that can't envision it in pre-sale, they start seeing the videos that we put out and everything, groundbreaking, then those prices, they go up. And that's the way pre-sale works in this area for sure. So yeah, once construction starts, those prices will be gone. They'll be packed up and headed to the beach. So. All right. I swear, if this slide does not show,
How strange.
I know. It's a big bummer because I can see it. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, unless you go to yours. This is the one they made, right? Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's disappointing, but
Unless you have that image somewhere sitting in you.
no. Can you restart it? Okay. All right. Well, as we
Can you
see this,
maybe you could take a screenshot of your screen and then share your screen with that image, just as
Yeah.
an idea. I don't know if one is
Thank you. All right, I got tech support here if you want to bear with for just a second. No.
because right now you're sharing the presentation, so that might be like a layer that's not presenting. So if you take a screenshot of what you can see and then open that up on your screen and then share your screen again, that might show the image. Again, I don't know how much time you want to spend on this versus just sending it out after the call.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure to send this all out. I think that's the best way. I don't want to bore you guys and lose you. And I really apologize. Because yeah, our team spent a lot of time on this presentation. It's fantastic, but we will make sure that you get out. For now, you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. So the purchase process, Everland makes it super simple, which is something that I love. So 15% down payment. That takes your lot off the market and reserves it for you. And then we offer 60 months of interest-free payments. That's another thing I love for like first-time investors, makes it super easy for people to start investing in this area where there's so much opportunity. Because like I worked with another developer and jumping through hoops to get financing. And then even if, like, I think I had one buyer that managed to get financing here in the area, but the interest rates are super high. So you end up spending so much more on your property. So the fact that they do 60 months of interest-free payments is really great. So you can kind of, plot that out with whatever property you want to buy.
60, right?
This
60,
slide's
5
not
years.
presenting. This slide isn't presenting either. Just a heads up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just not going to now. Yeah. So yeah, the process it's super straightforward. Yeah, direct with the developer. So it's not like we have to connect you to a bunch of different people or anything like that. And all in English. We'll make sure you understand every step. Yep. So yeah,
I thought it was, sorry, it's 5,000 pesos to hold. Correct?
You can make so we do have a provision where you can make a 5-day hold, and that's 5,000 Mexican pesos, more or less like $250, maybe $300, depending on the exchange rate. And that's good if, like, say someone comes to the area and they're like, oh, I gotta go home and move money around, then you can make that 5-day hold, and that will hold the property for you. But then the 15% down payment is due after that. And then you can start making your monthly payments. You got something to share? No?
Something's happening.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
Was it 50? You said 15% down and then 60 months of interest-free payment. Is there something to pay on delivery, or is that math work out to the rest?
The question, are you saying, does it line up with like the delivery dates?
Yeah, is there like upon delivery, is there another like 15% or 20%, or is it just the 60 months usually line up with the delivery date after?
I mean, it depending on what community you choose, you could potentially maybe be need to be paying on it past its delivery date. In which case, you know, I always tell people, if you see that the exchange rate is really in your favor and you want to throw some more, you get a tax return, you want to throw some more money at it, you certainly can. But no, there's no like, you know, exorbitant like final fee or anything like that. It's just equal monthly payments unless like you put more money on the property.
So 85% is paid over the course of the 5 years.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah. Interest free, no interest. So, so here we can see our timeline just by way of a little recap. We have a slide. Just the, you know, 2027 delivery on Formentera. Tenerife is 2028. And then we didn't talk a lot about it, but obviously part of a master plan community is we have commercial spaces. Those are on sale right now, our first kind of phase of them. There was 25. I think they're like half sold. But we're going to hit Kim up for another Zoom about those because a lot of information to cover. But really exciting investment opportunity there. Great range of businesses. So, yay, the most important slide shows. Well, sort of. So for our friends here on Runaway, for bearing with the slides, we are offering 25% off all the residential lots. So just for our friends at Runaway and all of you guys, they're on the Zoom. So definitely, you know, get with one of the ladies at Runaway, whoever you chat with, and they can fill you in on, you know, all that good stuff. So thank you for your patience with this. That's the full tour. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I didn't talk too much. Now it's your turn. We'd love to hear from you. What questions do you have for us before you're planning your dream home and packing your bags for Porto?
I have a quick question. So when you say delivery, when they deliver, that all the amenities are built, all the lots have electricity, all the plumbing system is like, everything's ready to go, we can start building as soon as we get our plan approved. Correct?
So you do need to be paid in full and close on your property. Am I yeah.
Well, when you don't deliver it to me until I paid, correct? Or
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like I said, you can, you know, you can say, okay, I'm planning on doing the 60 months interest-free payments, but then you get an inheritance, you get a tax return, something, you see the exchange rate is really in your favor, throw a double payment at it. Our accounting department will say, hey, would you like to reduce the term of those payments, or would you like to reduce the amount? So that can help you, you know, you're not obligated to pay any more than that, but that could help you plan ahead and line up more with your delivery date.
Okay.
So you have to be paid in full before you can start building? Is that what the question was?
Yes, basically, I think, yes.
Yep. Do they also, are the Everland, are they also building the homes, or do we have to find a builder to work in the neighborhood?
Everland's not a builder, but we can refer you, we have a list of builders we can refer you to here that have a good reputation and speak English, but they are not building.
So, but there's still going to be like specs that, like similar to an HOA that we would have to follow, right? Like it's not just a free for all. Like in Cancun, like Aqua Residential, I think was one that they're all very cookie cutter esque. But this would be like I think it was Eshbuha has like a few neighborhoods that there's like 5 different models to choose from, and similar to that. Or no, because
you're all gonna hire your own builders, and there will be community guidelines on what, you know, you can't probably make a fuchsia house. I don't know what the rules are gonna be, but if you've been in Punta Arena or Punta Vista, it's similar to that. So they don't look, I mean, there's very different styles. Some people really want colonial, some want super modern, some want one level. That's what I would want. So you have a lot of flexibility there, but I think there's like a range of colors you can use. You can't wall in your whole, usually you can't wall in your whole property on the front. There will be rules, but they're not going to build they're not offering you 5 different houses to choose from. You're gonna hire your own builder and custom design your house.
Gotcha.
Unless, a builder goes out and makes some spec homes, but that's a different thing.
Hi, can I just add something to that question? Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Daniel. I'm the commercial manager for Gran Vía del Mar. First of all, I would like to thank Kim and the whole Runaway team for the great work, and of course, Lacey. That was such an excellent presentation. Thank you very much. And regarding the question about the building regulations, actually, there are building regulations. We have them, and actually you can see them. We can share them with you, and you can check out all the regulations for each one of the communities, of the residentials, so for you to get an idea of how much you can build and what, of course, kind of finishes and regulations we have.
That'd be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, we had a question in the chat, and any estimate on monthly HOA fees?
Yes. So the monthly HOA fees are 4 Mexican pesos per square meter. Of course, because we have such a range of lot sizes, it's not going to all be the same because it's based on how much property you own. So super rough estimate, approximate USD, let's say $50 to $100 USD based on, that smallest lot size to the largest. And that covers, the security, trash removal, landscaping of the common areas.
Does it include water or anything? Water or gas, or that's all separate?
That's all separate, just like you're used to in the States or Canada, where your utilities are paid separately through a contract with the respective utilities.
And how is the water being provided? Is that Aguacan, or do you have your own water well? What do you do?
It's Aguacan, yep.
And what about the sewage treatment?
Daniel? No?
I mean, my English is not that good. I would let you answer that question.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I actually was talking to Daniel just this afternoon because I've read over the materials, but I haven't had a chance to kind of explain it. So thank you for the opportunity. So the wastewater, what's that?
I said she hates me right now.
No, can't. So the wastewater, it's a system called Sitar. Am I pronouncing that? Okay. And it is where are my notes? They're over here. Got it. I'm ready. So it's a lot more common in Yucatan, and it's coming to this area. And it's super innovative, new, better, cleaner, super sustainable. Daniel told me that the government is really pushing for this to kind of become like the standard in this area, just because it's so much cleaner and more efficient. And actually one of our other developments called Cube, it's out on the route to the cenotes. There's 2 phases of it. We actually won an award specifically for this wastewater treatment. So each residential lot comes delivered with this treatment system already in place, and you just have to connect your plumbing to the system. And it's basically like 2 big chambers that the wastewater filters through each, and by the time it gets out of it, it's as clean as it can possibly be. And it uses like live enzymes and then like a series of filters. So by the time it goes into the ground, it's super clean. If it's used properly, there's 0 maintenance. Basically, in a nutshell, don't flush things you shouldn't flush. Take care of your house, take care of your system, and it's going to be 0 maintenance. It's basically what I got to say.
Cool. Thank you. So Mona's asking, yeah, the city will do garbage pickup, correct? Within the
Yes.
within the development?
Yes.
And then she asked about recycling, which we may not know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we are all about sustainability. We really are. So we are planning to make garbage deposits, like chambers, um, divided for people to recycle their waste. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Perfect. There is another question here. Is there a time limit before building?
Thanks, Laura.
Or is there a time limit to build the house? Mhm.
So super common question. We get that a lot. We can't twist your arm and make you build. The only thing that we have is that, so remember those delivery dates for each respective community, 2027, 2028, 2029. If you don't build within 24 months of that delivery date, so not when you decide to close on the property or whatever, if that property is delivered, you don't build within 24 months, we will charge a maintenance fee of 6,000 Mexican pesos per year, about, let's say, 350 bucks a year. And that's for the maintenance of the lot, just to make sure the jungle doesn't overtake it and it maintains the aesthetics of the community.
Another question, what other residential communities has Everland built?
Great question. So we have 10 other developments. We have, like I mentioned, out on the route to the cenotes, Cube 1 and 2. The first phase, June 2025, it's gonna be delivered.
Yes.
Then the second phase shortly after that,
December.
December. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, these two projects, Cube 1 and Cube 2, were the first projects in Everland. Actually, this company, even though it's Yucatan based, it started in Puerto Morelos. So we are all about Puerto Morelos. It's like our home, away from home, right? Well, in my case, my home. I'm from Cancun. So yeah, Cube 1, it's basically, I mean, the Runaway team has actually been there. We are almost there. Deliveries will start next year on June. The construction progress is huge. And we have this extraordinary location in the Cenote route. And Cube 2, sorry, will be delivered on December of next year. Which, by the way, we still have 2 lots available in Cube phase 2. So just saying. We also have projects in Yucatan. Construction has already started in Dosha, actually pretty recently, and deliveries will start on the upcoming years, 2026 and 2027, the first ones.
And what I think is pretty amazing, it's like, we're over here in the Cancun, Puerto Morelos side of things. It's a lot to keep track of. I could not tell you that I know all the information about those developments as well as I know Gran Via, but what impresses me is that they're all just as big in scale. Like their master plan community. It's like, wait, okay, so there's all right, this one has these communities within it, so they're just as large in scale. So this company is very ambitious and up to a lot of amazing stuff.
Yes, and actually, Everland's owners are pioneers in Puerto Morelos, and there's still a huge reserve of land in town. So, of course, if God's permits, we will be around for years to come, for sure. There's another question.
Back to the
So,
way. Sorry.
yeah, I'm sure it's just like we have right now. I mean, in the village, some people have plugged into the wastewater treatment plant, but all of us have septic systems. And so it's a kind of a septic system, which filters back into the groundwater. It filters out clean. You don't have to pump the tank. In fact, you don't want to breach the tank because those enzymes are eating everything.
Mhm.
So they don't ever open those back up.
And actually the water comes out so clean that you can use it to water the plants. That's how clean the water comes out. Yeah.
So
And
all
we have,
utilities,
you
it
know-
looked like in the renders, all the utilities are underground, is that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
And will you have fiber optic, or will you leave room in the road for fiber optic?
For sure.
So that's another thing I appreciate. I'm sure anyone who lives here has experienced like, what is going on with this street and why are they digging it up? Like long after the community's has been built or even down Port Side. So there's housing infrastructure that will be put in ahead of time. Imagine that. For the high-speed internet. I know we've had a couple conversations with, fiber optic companies. We don't have a contract yet, but with all the development that's going on in this area of Gran Via, like they're gonna want that contract. So we're sure we're gonna have a nice provider. And you won't get in there and a year later have the streets be dug up. It's already underground. It's ready to go.
Are the lots delivered cleared?
No, we deliver the lots with plants. Yeah.
Like we would have to hire someone to clear the lot.
Yes. Yeah. Most of the times, whoever's gonna build your house, will do that job.
And what's nice about that is then you can keep some trees. It's like we've all seen communities where it's like, oh, this would be really nice if they just left some trees, so it's maybe a little bit of an extra step, but it gives you some options there.
And realistically, what happens is you have to have an environmental study done to see which trees you can take down. So you can't take all the trees off the lot, I'm sure.
And actually, the fee Lacey commented, the 6,000 pesos fee, covers maintaining the lots, the plants, not very, I don't know how to say this, to not grow too much.
So they don't take over the whole area.
Because the jungle around here will take over pretty quickly. So I think
Yes.
it's a pretty reasonable fee to make sure it doesn't get too crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you guys were talking about the capital gains, just to get an understanding, does that mean that if we were to purchase a lot today, let's just say, does that mean that just by nature of the rest of the lots being sold or the development starting, that the value of the land would go up? So let's just say we can't, for whatever reason, move. We purchase it 100% clear, for say like the $50,000. Does that mean just say like in 3 years' time we would be able to sell that for, hypothetically speaking, right? But we'd be able to sell the lot itself for more. So if I'm looking, this opportunity came up, but we were looking in a few other areas, those lots in theory are now more expensive because somebody did just this. They had this conversation. Now all the streets are done, all the lots are ready for delivery, and so it's valued at more money. So what I'm seeing as an $80,000 lot now would have been at a $30,000 lot upon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, the perfect example of that is Punta Arena, which I mentioned at the beginning of this Zoom. When Punta Arena was originally introduced to this area, the lots were like $15,000 and they would finance you for 5 years, same thing, interest free. Most people who bought those lots were speculating. They never planned to build. So Punta Arena, and so we have a market already that shows us what can happen. Those 15,000 lots, now there's not a lot in there that's under 80,000. And they go up to 120. So yeah, there's definitely kind of evidence already based on our market at how the values go up as the infrastructure goes in and as people, start living in those areas. Yeah, so I
but
imagine the same
if
thing
somebody,
will happen here.
I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think Austin was saying if you have to resell it and if you're going to pay capital gain taxes, is that
No,
what?
he's not asking about taxes. He's
No?
asking about appreciation,
yeah,
the
because that,
appreciation on the land.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And then, if it's also a fun point, if you think about it, like with a special promo for Runaway, you're automatically making 25%, right?
That's a good point.
You know, with the promo, because, pre-sale in this area, it's funny because, I tell people this and I think sometimes they think it's like a sales tactic or something. And it's like, no, this is what happens, like pre-sale, once construction starts and everything, those prices do increase. So it happens. It will happen.
Might you anticipate, due to the number of lots and the timeframes, would there be sort of maybe a scramble for qualified builders in the area? I know there's a lot of building going on there, but there'd be a lot of new landowners looking for a builder for their particular project. Is that anticipate any problems securing the builder of your choice or whatever?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, there's only so many builders,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
right now, some of the ones that are very popular, you're getting on their schedule 6 months to a year out or something like that. So I imagine other builders will, where there's business, they'll come.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, like, I've talked to some of my friends, they're back in the States and super jealous of my lifestyle and everything. I'm like, well, everything we've talked about, just Puerto Morelos. I'm like, well, like I have a friend, he's in construction. I'm like, well, get down here and start a construction company and you will have work like endlessly. But that being said, like Kim said, there are reputable builders, but I think it's super important to get connected with them, like right when you buy your lot and start planning. And I know Runaway has assets and we're as far as builders and we do too, and more to come in the future, like collaborations and stuff with that.
Well, I think like for the builders, like say like we have a builder we like and he has one or two team right now, probably anticipating all those, like if he sees these booking many contracts, he will probably, maybe they will set up more teams, but it will be the same builder, the same architect supervising those teams. So I hope that's how it's gonna work. This is how it works usually, but hopefully, but yes, always secure your lot and after your builder for sure.
Yeah. And I just want to answer, just to touch on the promotion again, I apologize. I think I maybe didn't mention this, but the promotion runs until October 31st for Friends of Runaway. And you need to make a 15% down payment to secure the 25% off promotion.
And Lacey, my other question is it all like, are we paying in pesos? Or do they pay in dollars?
Great question. So anything I've mentioned in USD is just for, because still, after 7 years of being here, sometimes peso amounts go over my head. So anything in USD is just as a reference point, because the exchange rate does change. All final prices are Mexican pesos. Mexican developer pay in pesos. And then if you can listen to me for just a minute more, I also want to share one more thing that's really unique about this developer. For people who are just looking to invest, right? They're like, I see the opportunity, I want to buy, not sure if I want to build. Like you said, Kim, maybe they're just speculating, investing. I've had most of my buyers they bought 2 lots. Maybe I'll build on one and I'll sell the other. So Everland, there is no penalty, commission, anything like that. If even before the delivery date of the property that you've bought, you want to transfer it to somebody, you've sold that property and you want to transfer the ownership to another buyer. That makes sense?
I know I've heard that for residential properties that are built already, that the timeline to possibly sell that could be a year and a half plus. Does that similar timeline apply to lots of land, or do those tend to go faster because they're a blank slate versus selling to someone's preference?
Much easier to sell a house than a lot in resale. We find, because some people are really afraid of a project. Other people prefer to have the land, right? So I think somebody's just now joining. Yeah, I mean, can it be sold? Yeah, and if the project is successful, then yeah, like the lots in Punta Arena have flown off the shelves. But in general, I think it is easier and quicker to sell a house. I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong. Laura, what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, that's what we've seen. It's easier to sell a home. But yeah, I think especially since these are, you know, they're still in pre-sale, and depending on when you're going to be selling the lot and what you're pricing it at, you know, you might be able to sell it quicker than what we've seen historically. But build a house and then we'll help you sell the house. I do have another question in the chat. How can we make the down payment?
I like that
Lillian,
question.
we like that question.
So for the down payment,
I answered based on the sale we made last week. Yay!
Bianca, would you like to take that question?
Yes, I answered. So it was super simple for my clients who came here from the States and they bought a beautiful 400 square meter lot. I'm very happy for them. And they just used their credit cards. Imagine that. How beautiful is it? Well, they had like a good limit, I guess. And even if they used their credit card and they went to the showroom to pay it, but if you're not here in Puerto Morelos, we can send you a link and you can just enter your credit card number, as easy as that, and there is no fee, right, Lacey? There was no
fee.
no
fee at
fee,
all.
Daniel, yes. So I mean, how easy can it be? You just use your credit card for the down payment, and afterwards there is even a payment plan and you pay per month.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can actually
If-
send you a PayPal link for you to
Yeah.
pay with your card.
Yeah, so if you're in the office, obviously you can run your credit card. But if you're, you know, there's no need to be here for sure. You know, so like Daniel said, we can send you, you can either, if you're set up with like something like Wise where you can transfer online, you can transfer it directly, or yeah, or PayPal for sure. Make a link. And you
But
make
one comment quick, guys, I know it's a lot of information. Everlyn has a great CRM. So if you've already been in touch with someone on the Runaway team, reach out to us. Or if not, Kim dropped the emails in the chat. So Kim at Runaway or info@runawayrealty.com. And we can help you. We'll walk through all of this with you. We'll go on the CRM. We'll help you choose the lot. We'll figure out, we can even see what the payment will be for you monthly with your 15% down payment. And yeah, so reach out, get in touch, and then we can help you with the down payment.
Exactly. And we also, our team at Runaway will help you with all the legal process as well, guide you towards the right professionals and explain a bit the process if you're not familiar with buying in Mexico.
Yeah, don't ever, I speak for myself and Runaway, don't ever feel like you're bothering us if you're like, you know, I want to see, well, show me what, like, show me the price, show me the 25% discount, show me what the 15% down would be, and show me those monthly payments. Like it's our CRM makes it super easy to put that together, and we can show you those breakdowns, no problem.
If we purchase the lot, is it possible to use that within Mexico as leverage for another opportunity? Right. So like if we have it and pay this in full and we own the lot, that would have a value of say 50,000 USD as an example. Would we be able to then use one of the banks in Mexico to say, hey, we have land as like collateral to then make other investments possibly?
I mean, that's a different ballgame, but if you have an established credit in Mexico, it's very difficult to get credit and it's a super high interest rate. So, I mean, it might be possible, but just keep in mind, interest rates are really high here. So there's probably better ways to do it leveraging assets outside of Mexico.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of
Do
questions.
you want me
as
to settle up with you now, or
Yeah.
you said you wanted Zelle. Yeah, I haven't done that. So.
I don't know.
I know I can,
Mike,
but
Michael Flaherty, your microphone's on. There we go. It's muted now. One more question. Is there a way to view these lots now? If you're here in Puerto Morelos, yes, we can take you to the location. They're not obviously, they're still breaking ground. So, but we can actually physically go there. We can show you where it's going to be. So yes.
And it's really helpful, you know, it's like, you know, I believe in absolute full transparency. So there will get to be a point in the road, like we saw on the, like the aerial view where the road will stop. But because we're in pre-sale, we haven't broke ground yet. But just to get a visual on the location and everything and really get a feel for it in person, it doesn't take too long. And just to see it in person, you know, is like, I brought a buyer out there the other day and she was so excited and she was like, she was taking pictures and everything, and she was like, someday I'm gonna be showing these pictures when this is a full-blown community and I live here and everything. And this was the start. So definitely recommend that. Usually what we like to do is we start at our showroom right in Puerto Morelos, and even just getting a view of like, you know, our master plan and the renderings and meeting some of the team and everything, it just gives confidence that, you know, I know a foreign country, it can be sometimes a little uncertain, but coming down and meeting us and then going out to the location is really nice.
If the deal is only, if the promotion's only active till October 31st, but we're planning on coming down in December, would we have to, you said there's a 5,000 peso hold for 5 days. Would we have to like apply that over and over again if we wanted to possibly come down and see it before like totally making a decision, or is there something that we can discuss?
I mean, you can always reach out and chat, but the thing is the 25% off is a pretty great promotion. So we really, we need the 15% down payment by October 31st to lock that runway promotion in for everybody here. So.
True. Okay.
Do you happen to have like a video of a drive from your office to the location?
I'll make it tomorrow. No.
Yeah. I mean, that might be helpful for some people. I don't know.
Not yet,
I mean,
but we will do one for sure.
Interesting. Yes. It would
and
help.
we
Good idea.
have, I mean, this company, like they've given us so many great tools. Like we have like there's a virtual tour on our website that gives you like a whole aerial view and like if you poke around on our website, you spend some time, you can really get like a good feel for everything.
Can you drop the website link into the chat?
Sure.
Yeah. I think what I find appealing about it personally is the bigger lots. Everyone walks into our office and if they want to build a house, they want to have a nice pool and a backyard, and you just like on 160 square meters, what's currently available in the gated communities, you just can't. You're either taking up the whole lot with construction and you have to put a pool on the roof, or you have a teeny tiny pool on the ground. So I think this is really an opportunity to have a bigger house and a bigger yard I mean, maybe not even a bigger house, just want a bigger yard and a bigger pool. And I love that you don't have to get on the highway. You can go the back road. It won't be a back road then, but you can go straight into the colonia, straight to the beach. You have access to everything in the colonia. You're still only, I mean, I haven't driven it, but probably still less than 10 minutes from the beach. And I just think and I love that there's bike lanes and walking, like everything you love about Puerto Morelos will be there, without the hassle of being on the port side and listening, having all the noise and there's no parking and all the things that are happening because this is getting kind of crowded. If you're gonna live here, if you're only coming to visit, maybe you don't want to be that far from the beach, but if you're going to, spend a good amount of time here, I think this is a really nice opportunity.
Well said.
And speaking about a video from the showroom to the property, we will do one, I promise. And we will do one filming all the way from Cetina Gasca Avenue, because you can actually go through the Cetina Gasca all the way from the showroom to the property already. So I mean, that's amazing.
That's a
Guys,
big plus
you
for
see the
sure.
tasks you just gave me tomorrow? Come on now. Just speaking about what Kim was saying about the size of the lots. I was talking to Laura earlier today because she was asking me just that. And based on the build limits, based on math here, so on a 252 square meter lot, which again is like 2,700 square feet, because you can build 3 stories, right? So the max build across all floors is 6,781 square feet with over 1,000 square feet of outdoor space.
Wait, just repeat that one more time. 6,000 what?
6,781 square feet.
Why would you want that?
Yeah, I don't want a house that big. Like there'd
Yeah,
be
for your
rooms I
family of
wouldn't-
20 people.
Yeah,
What would you do with all that
exactly.
space?
Yep. So it just shows you with the 3 floors, like there's a lot of, and like I said, that's still with about 1,000 square feet of outdoor space. And that's on like basically our kind of starting lot size. So plenty of room.
Love us some good data.
Well, do you want the one on the 400 square meter or
You have it 100%.
like a little bit over 10,000 square feet?
Nice.
So yeah, those lots are amazing. They're nice.
Casa Grande. Any other questions, guys? Did we cover everything in the chat? I mean, I'm curious, if you want to give some feedback, I'm curious to hear what you think about this. Because it is something really new for Puerto Morelos, and I'm curious what potential people who want to build houses would think.
Yes, so feedback is always welcome. We really put a lot of heart and effort on this project, on into creating something that gives Puerto Morelos the kind of quality development it deserves. So any feedback is always more than welcome.
Well, I love it. I think it's pretty great.
So the renders show. I mean, the reason I asked the question about clearing the lots is because the renders show them completely clear. But and I even brought up, I think it was the Aqua Residential in Cancun, where
Yes.
I can go and do a street view and sort of see that everything looks identical and very cookie cutter. Which it sounds like with that one particular, residence, the Darasife. I don't know. I'm gonna pronounce that wrong, but with the curved streets and everything. So that sort of takes that problem, where, if you want to call it a problem. But with the other streets, right? You had mentioned that we can possibly have to leave some trees because of the land surveying or what have you. So really, and this is just me kind of thinking and talking off the cuff here, but really it's not going to be that cleared streets like that, because we can, if we chose to, keep certain trees and everything on the land. So we could, without having to build walls or anything, we could use the landscape itself to sort of separate us from our neighbors in a way, right? Or would it be required to have certain clearings?
There is in our build requirements, you do have easements. Help me, somebody. Easements is the word.
Yeah.
A certain distance from the
It's a
front
setback.
and setback.
There's a
Thank you.
setback.
So it would really all depend on Mother Nature, right? What trees are already there, and if you could work to leave. I mean, people here are very, very creative. Like I've seen, a tree, like an atrium in the middle of a house and a tree growing up through it. So there's a ton of possibilities there with all the trees existing. But I would say it would really depend on, okay, if we gotta leave this setback and this is where our house is, then what trees are here? Personally, I think it would be super fun to go around and kind of map that out.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer it, or?
Yeah, could we see, is it shareable, the building requirements, or what the building?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I
So
can actually email that to you, Austin.
Cool, thank you.
Any other questions? comments?
Can you build it faster?
We'll
I
try.
have this.
We'll try. We'll do our best.
So you had mentioned the Cube 1 and Cube 2. Are there other developments from you guys that are like, is there any way to look at it from a Google Map satellite view or street views available of those finished projects? Because seeing the finished versus a render, like obviously difference.
I don't know about Street View, but I mean, we can send you pictures or videos of Cube for you to see the progress.
And definitely our YouTube channel. Daniel, you probably know that off the top of your head if you want to put it in the chat. Because I know
Sure.
there's videos of Cube, and so it gives you an idea. Like you said, seeing anything that's real and concrete is really helpful.
Yes, I will.
Anything else? I think we've probably got to wrap it up here. Well, definitely get in touch, guys. If you want more detailed information, we can give you the up-to-date, they update their system all the time for availability and give you all the details, the building requirements, references to builders who are trusted in the area. Advice on how to move forward legally. We can get you some explain the closing costs to you. These are right now we're just talking about the cost of the land itself, but there will be closing costs on top of that. So we can go over all that as well. But thank you so much. What a good turnout we had tonight. And Lacey, thank you, Lacey and Daniel, thank you so much for being here and explaining everything. You did a great job.
Thank you for having us, Kim. It's
Sure.
awesome.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone who took the time to join us today. Just finishing saying that Gran Via del Mar is the crown jewel of Everland. It's our precious, and we really hope you enjoyed seeing what we've been working on. And well, if you're looking for the perfect place to build your second home or maybe your retirement home, or if you've seen how fast Puerto Morelos is growing and want to invest, this project is a perfect match. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
All right.
Daniel.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Nice to see
Thanks,
everyone.
Everyone.
Hey, yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks
Have a
much.
good night.
You too.
Thank you.